Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's episode, we're going to talk about the Colonial pipeline being just the beginning of this entire mess. Now, quick update: the Colonial pipeline is still shut down. The pipeline is being held ransom, if you will, by ransomware set by a company called DarkSide. So DarkSide seems to be a Russian-based company. Now, I say company because these guys are running their business, if you will, as a professional. So something along the lines of, hey, we got your stuff locked up. If you want to acquire it, you're going to need to pay X amount of money to free your system up to go back into operation. They have customer service guys, like a legit person walking them through the steps on how to initiate their system again and get their system up and running. So this is one of many. I'm going to do a video on cyber war being a new war. Because this is something different. Now, some people will say, well, it's our government, it's this, it's that, it's the Chinese, the Russian. Guys, it can't be all three at once, okay? It can't be the United States, Russia, and the Chinese. It's one or the other. And it seems like it's a separate entity, meaning these guys are Russian-based, but might not be working with Russia, definitely not working with China, and clearly not working with us. The fat cats of the world, the elites of the world want to make their money. That's their money, their fuel source, if you will. So shutting down the fuel line hampers America big time. And shutting down this particular line will harm us in the long run, the longer it's shut down. So anyway, that's a quick update as to what's going on with the pipeline. As far as this being just the beginning, companies like DarkSide have a code of ethics, if you will, right, where they won't go after hospitals, they won't go after schools, universities per se. Now this is DarkSide, the company itself. This is not other ransomware companies or ransomware viruses, if you will. This is just their ethics. This is their principle. So they won't do this. But now, a little bit about DarkSide. Now, DarkSide is a legitimate dark web, internet-based company that goes after big corporation. They actually call it big game or big game hunting in the corporate world. And so they go after companies that can afford it. Now, the thing about this is, guys, is that this is the Wild West of the dark web. Companies like this, people who start out with their own personal intentions of just inflicting pain among those who can afford it, it always trickles down to us. These Robin Hood companies, these save the world people, they want to affect us by going after big game companies, if you will, who can afford it. So now it always gets down to us, guys. And the problem with it is it starts a bad trend where smaller rogue dark web assholes will come out and start affecting computers. Now, a lot of us known people that this happened to on a smaller level, where these companies come back to you and go, we want $2-3 grand to free your computer. All right, well, I guess I'm crashing my computer and you can keep it. Right? This happened to a guy I worked with, a buddy of mine at work. His computer was locked out because of this kind of shit. I forgot what the amount of money they asked him for, but he was able to restore the computer long enough to get his files out, and then the computer crashed. So that was that. But he was fortunate. This happens on a regular basis, and this happens to a lot of companies around the world. This is why this is just the beginning. Because when you lock a company out of their computer, when you take their data and threaten to upload it on the dark web for all to see, these companies pay these terrorists this amount of money. And that's right, I'm saying terrorists. Because it's one thing to do it to, let's say, AT&T, right? Fine. You do it to a company like AT&T, whatever. But you start doing it to companies like the Colonial pipeline company. You start doing it to companies like that. Then you're like, all right, this is affecting people now. This is going to affect food delivery. This is going to affect hospital supply deliveries. This is going to affect military transport. This is going to affect us in the worst way possible. And to boot, the prices of gas are going to skyrocket, which means it's going to affect us. This isn't the first time this happened. This actually happened to another unnamed natural gas pipeline company, Same thing, ransomware, but they won't name the company, and I'm pretty sure this company paid them out. This is the only reason I'm coming to that conclusion is that this is emboldening these guys to do more, to go bigger. What's stopping them from hitting the electrical grid, holding that ransom? What's stopping them from going after a nuclear power plant, holding that ransom till they get a few $1,000,000? Now, somebody in my comment section yesterday was saying something about they're probably going to use cryptocurrency, or cryptocurrency is the better way to go because it's untraceable. Once it's paid off, they're gone. But companies like DarkSide, people know exactly who they are and where they're based out of. But where you're based out of and where you are two different things. Oh, they're based out of Russia. Where? Russia's a big ass country, right? So again, these guys are being more brazen, if you will, by pulling these maneuvers because they're getting paid, and now they're figuring, whoa, well, we got $2 million for that. How much higher can we go, and how much more damage can we do? This is going to be a problem. This is why the cyber war is going to be the new world war. This is just a sample of what's going on, guys. And when I started doing research into cyber war and cybersecurity, I went from one page looking up the Colonial pipeline, DarkSide shutdown, to 30 tabs in, and God knows how many other websites I kept clicking in because I learned about this company. Holy shit, there's this ransomware, that ransomware. This company started that ransomware. It gets deep, guys. It gets extremely deep. And now the whole, well, listen, the United States, Russia, China, there's other players in this game. It is not just the Chinese, it's not just the Russians, it's not just the Americans. Though the Americans did some shit a couple years ago to the Iranian nuclear power plant to destroy their nuclear program, which smart move, but nonetheless, we can't play innocent in this cyber war game. But this cyber war game is going to get a hell of a lot worse. Now, back to the Colonial pipeline. As far as that goes, right now it's unclear whether or not the tech company or DarkSide company bridged the gap to affecting their physical operation, meaning able to control, again, pressurizing their tubes, slowing down the flow, raising the flow. They're not sure if that's been done. I think so, like I said in my last video, because they were forced to shut down. Sometimes you can pull back your operations, you can come up with another plan, but they were forced to shut it down completely. That means I think they had full control of their operation, of their physical state of operation. So that's bad, guys. Again, this leads down a rabbit hole we don't want to entertain. Because bad enough, we're all combating like this COVID and the propaganda with that bullshit. Now we got to entertain a new players into this game of what the fuck. Because 2020 and 2021 have been a what the fuck year. Now we got new players stepping onto the field because they feel bold now. They're like, look at us. Look what we're doing. So keep this in mind, guys. They are constantly attacking YouTube, for example. I think some of the algorithm things that we've been seeing on YouTube, I don't think that's been YouTube. Now looking back on all the shit that I was researching, looks like some of these guys might have been fucking around with that, getting YouTube to pay them ransom. These guys have been getting paid, believe it or not. They've been holding these companies, web companies, pipeline services, electric companies, steel companies, aluminum. They've been holding them hostage, and these companies have been paying them. Right? So now these guys are like, whoa, we're making some bank out of this shit. We're going to keep doing this, but it's only going to get worse. And then it's going to trickle down to us. You're going to open up your laptop one day. You're going to look at, oh, this email from grandma. Grandma's fucking, 90 years old. She can't send an email, but you're surprised to see that email there. Click. You click on an email. There goes a virus locking this shit up. Right? So this is going to trickle down to us, guys, and this is going to get worse. When they start transitioning over to phones, like locking your phone up, that's an entirely different ballgame. Right now, I only answer emails on my phone. So I don't answer on my computer so that they don't lock it up in case there's a fake in there. Now, a lot of the times you can identify the fake, but as just opening the email to look into it can fuck your computer up. So I only do it on my phone. And if once it's cleared on my phone, then I'll transition over to the computer. Then I'll, entertain it the rest of the way. But other than that, guys, this is obviously going to trickle down and fuck us in the long run. Now, one of the an analyst, computer analyst, like some computer nerd. I'm going to read what he said because again, this is his wheelhouse. This is what he knows, and I find it interesting that a lot of these analysts, a lot of these computer geeks, nerds, security experts, cybersecurity guys, they're like, yo, this is getting bad. So this is what he said. The guy's name is Brett Callow. He said, the groups are increasingly becoming ruthlessly efficient. They have more of a chance of success the easier they make life for the victims, the companies they're affecting, or easier they make it to get them paid. So guys, that's, again, these guys are affecting the computer, and I think in some cases they're infecting the computer, and then going, this is what we can do. If you don't give us $2 million, we're going to hold it hostage for the interim. Or if you try to do this on your own, we'll release X, Y, and Z information out into the dark web. That's why a lot of companies wind up getting paid. I mean, a lot of these dark web terrorist companies get paid because they're sitting there going, whoa, we don't want that information to get out. And there's a lot of private shit in there. Holy shit. Did Jimmy make that deal with the Russians and the Ukraine and the Chinese? Fuck it. We can't have that get out. It'll destroy us. Pay the man. And then they pay the man or the peoples or the group the $2 million. So just a quick number of how well ransomware is doing. $7.5 billion in 2019. We're not sure how much they made last year. We'll probably know by the end of this year. And they're already off to a bang this year. Again, guys, these ransomware, these companies like DarkSide, they're terrorist companies. They're terrorists of the dark web. That's all they are. They're not heroes. They're not Robin Hoods. They're not giving back to the community. They're taking it for themselves. That being said, when you start affecting the American people's life, or any people's lives for that matter, keep in mind, they did an attack, I think it was 2017 in the Ukraine, where they caused an entire blackout in that nation, in the country, sorry. That is fucking everyone else. Now, companies like DarkSide, like I said before, won't go after hospitals, hospice, universities, schools, things of that nature. But that's not going to stop another rogue dark web terrorist group to not do that, right? It's not going to stop them. Some people are fucking assholes. Some people don't have hearts. Some people are insanely evil. Sort of like Die Hard 4 with the whole fire sale, attacking the system and breaking it down from the inside. This is what these companies are going to do. And should they get together, it could be bad. So Die Hard 4, Live Free or Die Hard with Bruce Willis, that was pretty much telling us what the future was going to entail with cyber wars. This is going to be the new world war. This is going to be not just nations, but rogue companies on the dark web. Other than that, guys, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for watching. You can like, subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Telegram. And as the Angry Truth channel, you can follow me on Instagram and Telegram. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching.